Hello everyone, back with me, Teguh, Amor, Patria. Welcome to the fifth session, looking for something real, heritage, tourism, and elusive authenticity. First, let's discuss about travelers' quest for authenticity. There are many diverging ideas concerning authenticity. Some observers suggesting that it is intrinsic in the objects, artifacts, or locations being visited. Others suggest that it lies only in the perceptions or experiences of tourists. Some people have even suggested that it matters very little whether a person has an authentic experience or not. What is important is that they have an enjoyable experience away from home. How about measuring authenticity? Despite the fact that researchers do not agree on an objective definition or set of criteria that can define what is authentic and what is not, several studies have set out to identify criteria by which the content of places and material artifacts can be judged as real or fake from the tourist perspective. The first criterion is aesthetic, which is one of the most salient definers of authenticity. Colors, artistic design, and overall visual attractiveness create an aesthetic value that lends itself to authentic culture. Secondly, uniqueness of a product and experience make heritage places and artifacts genuine to many consumers. Uncommon places, one-of-a-kind crafts or relics, or exclusively of experience are seen as being more authentic than run-of-the-mill everyday places. Cultural and historical integrity is another variable that often lends a degree of authenticity to heritage places and experience. Accuracy in telling the story and in conserving the built environment is crucial in this regard. Fourthly, workmanship is a salient condition in the definition of authenticity. Creative quality and attention to detail in the realm of handicrafts and architectural and conservation excellence in the built landscapes increase the legitimacy of the place. Next, crafts are more genuine when local artisans make them with their own hands, involving care and personal attention to detail. Sixthly, meeting cultural performers or crafters is an important part of the authentic heritage experience. Current functionality and use by natives are another criterion. Many travelers believe that if the locals use an item, a site, or tradition, then it must be truly authentic. Finally, for some people, a guarantee of authenticity via some kind of certification or contract is binding. In addition to what I described earlier, there are several other trends to measure authenticity, such as age. There is a direct link between age and perception of authenticity, suggesting that the older the person, the higher the feelings of authenticity often turn out to be. Levels of education. Most people with higher levels of education are less inclined to feel their heritage destinations are authentic. Past experience. Some studies show that as numbers of visits to heritage places increase, perceptions of authenticity tend to decrease. There has also been a trend in discovering differences between perceptions of local users, domestic tourists, and foreign tourists. Okay, now let's talk about inauthentic past. Timothy and Boyd in 2003 identified several different forms of distorted past, which they argue as indicative of some of the ways in which authenticity at heritage places is questioned. Manifestations of distorted heritage include contrived places and people, economic necessity, political expediency, or more likely, literally license and folklore traditions frequently bring about places, people, and events that never were, even though they are marketed as legitimate, original, or historically accurate. For example, Land of Oz. Relative authenticity. The truth about a single historical event can be seen from a multitude of viewpoints, some of which might not even resemble one another. For example, battles between white settlers and Native Americans. Cultural imposters. The notion of ethnic intruders derives from the employment of non-natives or non-original people to play roles of others, sometimes, although rarely, in a deceptive fashion. Authenticity is sometimes questioned as a result of increased foreign support for conservation efforts. An uncertain past. Many commentators have suggested that no heritage place or event can be truly authentic because, despite extensive writings, photographs, paintings, and other documented descriptions of places, people, and occurrences, we simply cannot know exactly what kind of life was like in any period of history. An idealized past, presenting the past in a non-sanitized experience or in as authentic as possible. In spite of many recent efforts to try to define authenticity through empirical studies, we still know relatively little about the concept. What is becoming clear, however, is the idea that heritage authenticity can be seen both as an objective and as subjective. That's all for the 5th session. Thank you and see you in the next session.